muted. Oh my god. Good evening, everyone. I didn't have been muted. So if you what I need you guys to do for me right now is to go to the community and let them know that we are live now. Legacy, I can see you. It says hi. I can see you. It's nice to have you. So what I needed to do is to go to the community and let them know that we are live. And if you can hear me, let me just see you just drop one in the comments. If you can see me and you can hear me, just drop one in the comments so I can be sure that you can see me and you can hear me. I want to be sure that I'm not speaking to myself. I want to be sure. You can also just go to the community and let them know that we are live now so that more people can hear. Okay, that's in here. That can hear me. Okay. Nice. I see you in the community. You're always very active. Legacy says he's kind of new to Fxlens, that he kind of needs a guide. Okay. It's really nice to have you here. Legacy. Basically, what Fxlens is about is that it is an AI powered app that helps you to generate trading signals. So of course, we know that trading is quite time demanding and quite tasking, right? So the whole goal of FX Lens is to make trading as easy as possible. So all you just need to do is, once you have the app, take a screenshot of whatever pair you want to trade, right? Take a screenshot of your 4 hour chart. So let's say, for instance, you want to trade gold. Open your MT5, open your gold chart, take a screenshot of your H4, take a screenshot of your M15, and then you upload it on the FX Lens app. You're gonna, when you open the app and click on start analysis, you're gonna see where you're gonna have to select the pair you want to trade. So when you select the pair you want to trade, you now put in the screenshot of your H4 and your M15, and it automatically generates a trading signal for you, right? So you just have to now take the night. So it gives you an entry, it gives you take profits, it gives you stop loss, and it also helps you calculate your risk. So basically, it does everything for you. It's a one-stop shop for all your trading needs, right? And then aside also giving signals, we've also realized that it's not just enough to give signals, right? We also realized that it's not just enough to give you signals, right? So you can also we now also have these live sessions so that you can also understand how to trade, right? So you understand what these apps sees for it to generate signals for you, right? Because to be honest, there's just quite far you can go with signals when it comes to trading. So we really want you to become profitable. That's why we have these live sessions, so that when you're looking at your app and when you're looking at your charts and it's giving you analysis, you can also really understand why it's giving you that analysis. So that's why we have these sessions. Someone said, but it's only for one time. Yeah, for you to try, you need to try to see that, okay, yes, this works. And then you have to get the premium, because this is an app, it's a software, it runs with money, right? This thing runs with money. So yeah, this thing has to be paid for. So, and if you, it's actually really small. Like if you check the subscription fee, it's very minimal compared to what you spend in a week. Like very minimal. So it's something that is extremely affordable. It's not expensive at all, right? So yes, that is what we do on the FX Lens Signal. I mean, that's what we do on the FX Lens app. Right. So let's get into the business of today. I want to quickly share my screen, and if you can see my screen, just let me know that you can see my screen. Just let me see some ones in the chat so that I can be sure that you can see my screen. Okay, great. I believe everyone can see my screen. All right. Um, I believe everyone can see my screen. So if there's anything you guys want to say, just drop it in the comments, because I'm looking at the comments and I can see all the comments. Okay, that's, you can see. All right, it's really nice. Okay. By the way, I didn't even ask. So you guys should let me know what countries you're joining from. I know that a lot of times we have traders joining a lot of time from Lagos, but we also know that we have traders from different parts of the country. So whatever part of the country you're joining us from, let's see them in the comments so that we can have a mental notes and picture of where our traders are coming from. So just let us know what countries you're joining from. the app. I mean, what countries are joining from? Just let us know. If you see me looking down, no mind. I'm also I have another device. I'm checking the comments because I'm sharing my screen here, so I'm checking the comments over here. So if you see me looking this other way, I'm checking the comments because I want to be sure that you guys are flowing along with me. Okay, Olamide Michael says he's joining from Nigeria. That says he's joining from Ghana. Okay, all the way from Ghana. Kwaba, see you guys. Yeah, Ghana brothers, our brothers. You guys, that's you know what I'm talking about, right? You know you're our brother. Okay. All right, so let's just get into the business of today. The business of today is psychology for passing prop firms, right? So if you were in our live session last week basically focused on risk management for passing prop firms. And today we also want to look at the psychology because it takes just more than strategy and risk management to pass a profit account. You also need to approach your profit account with the right mindset because quite frankly, to be honest, the psychology that is used to trade a prop firm is a little bit different from the psychology used to trade a personal brokerage account because to be honest, trading itself comes with a level of pressure, and adding prop firm to it is like adding another layer of pressure to trading because now prop firms have their own rules that you might stick to. So with those extra rules, it now feels like, oh, there is an extra layer of pressure. And with trading, once there is pressure, what it automatically affects is your psychology, right? So that's what makes trading prop firms a little bit different from trading personal accounts. And today we want to delve deep into the psychology that you need to actually pass a prop firm account, right? So the truth is that you can actually have a profitable strategy and you still fail a prop firm. There are a lot of traders that are very, very profitable trading their personal accounts, but when they come to trading prop firms, it becomes quite difficult for them to pass because trading prop firms is not just about finding good trades. There are a lot of things that those prop firms are testing for them to be able to give you their money, right? You know that trading a prop firm simply is a company giving you their money to trade, and when you make profit, they split, right? So they're not just going to give you those thousands of dollars without knowing if you can handle it or not, right? They need to be sure that you can handle this money that they're giving you. So what do? They give you a challenge to pass, right? So you have to actually stick to those rules. So is actually following your strategy while dealing with a lot of rules like the profit targets, the drawdown limits, the pressure of knowing that one bad decision can cost you your trade, right? So you're actually trading and you're actually also being mindful of these rules. So you're not just being mindful of your money and your strategy, you're also being mindful of the rules that they've put in place so you don't violate their rules, right? So it's not just about violating your trading strategy or your trading whatever, you're also being conscious of violating their own rules, which is what adds that extra layer of pressure we talked about when it comes to passing prop firms. No, now, one thing you need to realize is that with prop firm account, you're not trying to get rich in 1 week. Now, I really want to break this down because there is this psychology people have that prop firms are like your quick tickets to getting rich. Someone when you get a prop firm account in your mind, you're already calculating, okay, now this my 100K account I got. Now, so all I just need to do is to make 10% of this account. 10% of this account is $10,000, and once I'm able to make $10,000, I'm set. So that's all you just have in your mind, and that's all you're processing. So you're now thinking that this in a month's time you're going to have $10,000. That's just all it is. I know that if this thought process goes on in your mind when you're trading a profit, let me just see you say yes in the comments because personally I'm not gonna lie, I also had that, or I also even still do have that thought because trust me, as much as we're even here teaching you guys, it's not like we are immunized of this trading what do I call it now, of these trading psychology problems. We also experience them. We are human, right? But the only thing is that we've been doing this for a while and we can actually know how to manage these things maybe a lot more better than new traders, right? So even myself, I still do have that thought. Maybe when I'm trading 100K accounts, the whole thing in my mind is, oh my god, I just need to make 10% of this account in like 1 week or 1 month, and okay, I'm good for like the month, right? No, that is not how it works. In a profit account, you're not trying to get rich in 1 week, right? The moment you start treating your challenge like a race, that's the exact time you start having problems, right? your in moment you start treating it like a race and the profit target is something that you have to win, your decisions change, because now you're not just looking at sticking to your rules. What you're now going after is that 10% profit you're targeting, right? That is the only thing that is in your mind. Oh, how can I make this 10% right now? Your mindset has shifted from following your strategy to just making this money by any means possible. So by any means possible, you're going to make sure. So even when you're not seeing trades that align with your rules, you want to take that trade because what is in your mind is that $10,000 that you want to make, right? You start looking for bigger trades, you start taking setups that you normally wouldn't take, you start taking more risk than you shouldn't take, right? Because a lot of times you're like, okay, let me risk like 5% of my account and make 8%, and then I'll pass my phase one. You start making all these kind of decisions that you're not supposed to make. No, that is the first thing you need to remove from your mind, right? The next thing is that your job is to stay in the game long enough for it to pay you. This is one thing. That said, I blew up five prof firms account before getting the rules well, and now I'm profitable after getting exactly right. So your first job is to stay in the game, right? You'd always need to protect your capital, even when you're trading your personal accounts. The first rule of trading is protect your capital. Everybody knows this. Now, in prop firms, you're not just protecting your capital, you're also protecting the rules. You're protecting the drawdowns, right? A trader who protects their drawdowns gives themselves more opportunities to succeed, right? Because you know that these prop firms, they give you a percentage drawdown that you must not exceed. If you're trading your personal account, you can decide to blow your whole $10,000, $1,000. Like, no one cares, right? It's your money. But if you're trading a prop firm, you have to be aware that there is only a there's a limit to how much you can lose, and once you get to that limit, they're going to take that account from you, right? So you also have to be very, very careful of that limit so that you don't exceed it, right? If you focus only on reaching the target, you can lose your account before your edge has enough time to work. Because trust me, when you start trading your account, it can be that period that you enter a losing streak. It happens. These things are not predictable, right? When the day you start your profit, you might have been profitable for the last week, last month, last 2 months. The day you start trading your profit, that's the day you might just enter a losing streak, right? And what will happen if you're not protecting your capital? You'll lose all your money before you even come back into your winning streak, right? So this thought of I need to pass, it's the most dangerous thought you have as a prop firm trader. I know that this is quite contradictory because we are trading the challenges because we want to pass, right? Yes, but now the difference is the mindset shift from I need to pass to I need to follow my rules. They are two different things. I need to pass this account is a very, very, when it comes trading, is a very, very different thought process from I need to follow my rules. If you need to pass, if the mindset you have is that I need to pass, the only thing says good evening from Nigeria because sorry I don't know if I can pronounce this, but I see you. Good evening. You say you're from Nigeria. It's nice to have you here, right? Okay, so if the mindset you have is that I need to pass, you're going to do everything within your power to pass by even following your rules, not following your rules, over leveraging. Everything you're going to do is just because you need to pass. Because once passing becomes something you need to do rather than something you're working towards, every loss you take feels personal and every missed trade feels expensive. The pressure makes it harder to follow your plan. Exactly what I just explained. If the whole thought process in your mind is that I need to pass, you're going to do everything within your power to pass, including breaking your rules. And that is not where you want to be. Now, another thing that prop firms do is that this whole profit target situation in prop firms creates a very, very false sense of urgency, because you're saying, oh, your profit target is 10%. Your profit target is 10%. It doesn't mean that you need to make that 10% now. Like most prop firms now don't even have a time limit. That's the good thing. When prop firms came out, like the first time I encountered prop firms, I think around 2021, 2020, that period, you have to pass your problem challenge within a specific period of time. If you don't pass it, then they take it away from you. But right now, they don't even have time limit. So what's the rush? But even at that, even though there is no time limit to problems now, for some reasons there's still this psychological urgency that is in the minds of traders whenever they're trading problem accounts. They feel like, oh, I need to pass this account this month so that I can cash out this month. This cash out syndrome that traders have, it's something that really needs to be fixed, right? So it creates a force of audience that makes you feel like you're running out of time. So you now have to like really do anything you want to do, because you need to be like, because some traders even want to brag with, oh, I passed my profit in with one trade, or I passed my profit in 2 days. Like, nobody cares. Do you understand? You don't have anything to prove to anybody. Nobody actually cares how long it took you to pass your Profirm account. The only thing that matters is that you pass your Profirm account, you trade, and you got your payout. Point blank, period. However you achieve that is nobody's business, and you don't have to prove it to anybody, right? So you don't need to rush to reach the target today. What you just need to do is to make sure that you are executing your target. Exactly, that says it's true. Exactly, that's true. The only thing you have to make sure you're doing is that you're executing your trades the way you're supposed to do it. Now, and that I also need you guys to understand is that drawdown changes your psychology. Now, when you make a loss trading your personal account, it doesn't affect you as much because it's your money. But when you're trading a prop firm, there's this low-key psychological feeling that you have that you need to prove a point. And I don't know why that thing happens, but it happens with prop firms. And it doesn't happen when you're trading personal accounts. So once you get into a drawdown in your prop firms, it feels very different from drawdowns in your personal account, right? It can make you want to, because now you're on, because okay, let's say even if you're trading your personal account, you're on a 5% drawdown. It doesn't affect you as much because you still have 95% of your accounts to use, so it doesn't affect you as much. But if you're on a 5% drawdown in your prop firm, you know that you have 5% to go. So that fear that you just have 5% to go, so you know that if I lose another 5%, I'm going to lose this account. Unlike when you're trading your personal account, that you know that even if you lose an extra 20%, you still have your account to yourself. So it doesn't affect you as much, right? But in your prop firm, if you lose if you lose 5%, you're already in fear, you're already in panic mode, you're now desperate, because what you just want is that I need to recover this 5%, I need to bring my account out of this 5%. And the more you put yourself under that pressure, the more you're going to make more mistakes. So what do when, even if your account is in drawdown? Do not panic. Like, all you just need to do is to keep executing your rules the way you wrote it down in your trading plan, right? This is trading. And to be very honest with you, even if you lose the prop firm account, it doesn't matter. The fact that you lost the prop firm account is not a reflection of your trading abilities. That's one thing I really need. Like, if there's one thing you're going to take away from this live session today, I need you to know that failing a prop firm account is not a reflection of your trading abilities. Trading prop firms are hard. They're hard. If you're making money trading your personal account and you're not able to pass a profit account, it's I don't know, it's not your fault. I don't think it's something you need to beat yourself up about, because they are difficult, right? So even push comes to shove, the worst that can happen is that you lose the account and you can always try again, right? I know that this is money that is involved, but that's just the truth, because at the end of the day, if you lose your account, what's going to happen? Are you going to quit trading because you lost a profit account? No, till today I still fail profit accounts. That's the truth. I still fail profit accounts, and when I fail it, what do? I buy a new one, right? But the thing is that you need to not let your failing of a profit account be a determinant of how you feel about your trading journey, right? So you just really need to make that distinction with yourself, right? Now, a loss when it comes to your trading profit is not an emergency at all. The problem is that a lot of traders feel like if I make a loss in my trading, it's a problem that needs to be fixed right now. It's not what that you lost a trade while trading your profit doesn't mean that you now have a trading SOS. Like, this problem needs to be fixed right now. So what do? You're now trying to like find the next trade to take to just recover the loss so that your account doesn't go into drawdown. Now, picking back on this drawdown thing, is this drawdown stuff is, I think, is really one of the strongest psychological problems with trading prop firms, because once your account goes into drawdown, it's just like you're now in sort of a panic mode. It's a very big problem. So once you get into a loss, right, the next thing that comes to your mind is that I really need to get out of this drawdown. So you now start treating it like a problem that I need to do, and this is what now leads to revenge trading, because you want to get your account out of drawdown. So what do? you now start event trading, and before you know what's happening, you're losing more and losing more and losing more and losing more, right? So even if you get into a loss with your profit account, don't say it's like a problem you need to fix right away. Still trade how you trade your normal trading account, right? A bad trade doesn't mean I'm a bad trader. Yes, a bad trade, losing a profit account doesn't mean that you, let me tell you the truth. Okay, let me even tell you guys something, right? The truth is that even a lot of these big traders, right, what they do is that they buy multiple profit accounts because they have the money. They can buy like five at the same time. Let's say you buy five let's say you buy like 500K accounts at maybe $400 or whatever the price is, right? 400 times 5, that's about $2,000, right? They buy 5 profit accounts. They can fail 4 and pass just one. When you pass that one and you get just a 10% payout out of that one, you've covered the money for both for all the accounts that you lost, and you've also made profit. That's what you need to understand. Even most of the big traders, this is what they do. I know a lot of them personally. This is what they do. They buy a lot of accounts, right? And when they're able to pass, even if just one, right, then from that one they pass, they get a payout that covers for all the other accounts. So the fact that you failed the problem doesn't mean that you're a bad trader. It's a problem. That's just what it is, right? Then another thing is also that one trade should not be responsible for passing your trade. I don't know why traders love to brag about this. I don't know. Maybe it's just an ego boost, right? I passed my phase one in one trade. I passed my phase two in one phase. To be very honest with you, a lot of times when this kind of things happens, it's just out of luck, right? It's out of luck because it's not very realistic to make 10% of a trade in one sitting, trading a prop firm, knowing really well that there's a limit to the risk you can take. So a lot of times it just comes like out of luck, and a lot of times out of improper risk management, right? So one trade should never be responsible for you passing your account, right? It needs to be at least a repeated process of maybe 3, 4, 5 trades, right, for you to pass your account. So never put yourself under that pressure where you need to pass your trading account with just one trade. Don't put yourself under that pressure. It's very, very, very extremely unnecessary to put yourself under that pressure. There's no medal, there's no award for anybody that passed with one trade. Nobody is going to give you any award. At the end of the day, all you need to do is to pass, get your payout. Whether you pass your account with 10 trades, whether you passed it with one trade, at the end of the day, what matters is that you get your payout, right? So don't let that sort of thing pressure you. Okay, and that thing is that I know that trading plan is quite important in trading, but when it comes to trading pro firms, training plan even becomes more important when it comes to trade, because you need to be extremely disciplined in trading pro firms. To be honest with you, what pro firms are testing is not your ability to make money, it's your ability to stay disciplined. That's why they make those rules. Pro firms are not testing your ability to make money, they are testing your ability to stay disciplined. This is why I need, like, this is another thing this is the second thing I need you to take away from this lesson today. Pro firms are not testing your ability to make money. They are not. They are testing your ability to stay disciplined. So whenever you want to break your trading rules when trading a pro firm, I need you to realize that you're breaking the very thing that they are testing you for. Because trading is a game of discipline. The more disciplined you are, money is a byproduct of discipline when it comes to trading. That's what money is. Money is a byproduct of discipline when it comes to trading, and that is exactly why pro firms are testing that discipline, not your ability to make money. But that's why they give you minimum trading days. Like, sometimes you actually need to sit and think with yourself and wonder, what is the psychology behind these rules these guys are giving me? Why are they giving you minimum 5 trading days? Because they know that you can gamble and pass that trade in one day. It can be luck. But if you do it repeatedly 5 times, it's not luck. They're testing your discipline. Even if you pass it in one day, they still require you to trade extra 4 days to be sure that, okay, this is not luck. Are you guys with me? Like, if you're with me, let me just see some ones in the chat, because I really need to be sure that you guys are getting, like, understanding what I'm saying, right? You need to know that is, like, sometimes just when you look at those rules, you need to ask yourself, why is this rule important to this problem? There's some problems that when you make so much profit, I know a particular prop firm, I know a particular prop firm that doesn't let you make more than 25% of your trading account in one trade and in one day. Do you understand? They don't let you make more than 25% of your trading account in one trade and in one day. So if you make more than 25% of your account in one trade, you violated that prop firm account. Why do you think they make those rules? They make those rules because they want to be sure that this is not just luck. You're not just getting this out of luck. So your trading plan should be your best friend. You should follow it to the T when you're trading a prop firm, right? Now, it's also very, very, very important to learn how to walk away from trading. A lot of times, the most professional decision you can make when it comes to trading is that you should stop trading when you're taking a loss. Now, you know that when it comes to prop firms have daily limits and they have max limits. The truth is that you should not even get anywhere close to your daily limits. If your daily limit is 4% or 6%, let's say for instance, the daily limit is 5%, you should keep your maximum loss at the most 3%. Once you get to that 3%, you need to walk away. This is what, like, now when it comes to when it comes to when it come okay, Olamide, I'll answer your question once we are like done. So I just don't cause the floor where then once you're done, I'm gonna get into that after your question. Okay, all right. So when you reach your daily limits, the best thing you can actually do for no, you don't even need to reach your daily limit. Sorry, like you need to actually keep your daily limits, your own personal daily limits, less than what the problems have given you. So if they've given you 5%, make sure that you give yourself at least 3%. I don't need to exceed my daily limit. Now, why are they giving you this rule? They want to be sure that you don't revenge trade. That is the psychology behind daily limits. Like, you need to understand what these prop firms are doing. The psychology behind max minimum trading days is that they want to know that you can actually do this thing. It's not luck, right? The psychology behind daily limits is that they want to know that you actually know how to walk away when you're losing, that you don't revenge trade. That's it. They want to know that yes, you know how to handle a loss, you know how to take a loss like a professional trader. When you take a loss, you're not going back fighting the market, trying to get it back, trying to get it back. That is just what they are testing, right? So once you realize that you've lost or you've gotten to the limit of the loss you're supposed to take, the best thing you can do is to walk away and plan for tomorrow, right? Come back tomorrow with a fresh mindset, now fully refreshed to take better trades, right? So you also need to understand that passing is about consistency under pressure. Now, if you're gonna be honest with yourself, right? When you're trading and everything legacy. Okay, it's nice to have you, legacy. You said you're learning from Kenya. It's nice to have you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. So another thing you need to get to understand is that trading, when you're making profit, when everything is going really well, it's easier for you to follow your rules because the rules are working. If your rules are working, you don't need to break them. Like, they are working, right? So yes, let me just keep doing it. But when it becomes a problem is when the rules stop working, when you get into losing streaks, when you start having losses, you now start wondering, oh, these my rules, are they still working? Do I need to change it? Do I need to adjust this? That is when it gets difficult. Now, you need to be able to stay consistent with your rules even when it's not working. Even when it's not working, the truth is that trading by yourself, honestly, it's not going to work for a long time, and you have to be willing to do it for that long time that it's not working, repeatedly doing the same thing. If you can consistently follow your rules, your plan, and everything, even in the middle of your losing streaks, that is what separates you from a lot of traders. That is what separates you from a lot of traders, because not everybody can withstand going through those losses and all of those things and still being consistent, right? So you need to understand that even when you're losing, you need to be consistent and you need to be able to handle that pressure, because of course there's going to be pressure in trading, right? So whether you're making money, whether you're losing money, whatever it is, whatever state you are or whatever situation you are in your trading, you need to be able to just maintain that neutral mindset where It doesn't matter what's happening. I'm just going to do this regardless, which is something that is very, very difficult. A lot of people don't know how to stay consistent with things. In fact, it's not just about trading. This is just the way it is generally in life. A lot of people don't know how to stay consistent with something when it's not working, right? When something is not working, people tend to like jump away and jump into the next thing that they think is going to be the next flashing that's going to work. But no, that's not how success comes. You have to stay consistent doing something over an extended period of time for you to get really good at it and for it to give you the returns that you want. And it's just the same case when it comes to trading. Now, one more thing I really need to also say is that avoid prop firms that have shady rules. Honestly, there are prop firms that don't want you to pass the account, because primarily how prop firms make money is through you buying accounts, right? Because they are betting on the fact, prop firms are actually betting on the fact that you're not going to be able to stick to those rules. They're based on the fact that you're going to be able to break one of those rules, right? So that's the primary way they make money, and then they now make money when you guys split profits. But when you split profit with them, of course, you're taking a greater percentage of the profit and they're taking a lesser percentage, right? So because they're betting on you losing the money, some prop firms genuinely don't have liquidity to pay out traders. So they make really, really tough rules that make it difficult to pass a prop firm. This prop firm I talked to you guys about that has a 25%, they can't make more than 25% a day, right? They also have this other rule that they don't pay out more than 10%. So if for any reason on a single trade you make more than 25% of that account and you're trying to like, okay, let me take more trades so that my 25% can even out or spread out on my other trades, and you make more than 10%, they're not going to pay you that money, which I find very, very shady. Because what do you mean I'm going to keep trading because I want to even out a rule that you guys made, but then you're not going to pay me that money? It's very shady to me, right? So you need to be careful of prop firm before you pick any prop firm. And before, when I say trading prop firm, what I do is I bring out the time. I'm looking at different prop firms. I'm looking at all their rules. I'm looking at the practicability of that rule. I'm looking at, okay, this particular rule now, how, like, what situation does it put me in? Right? Is this something I can keep up with? You need to actually ask yourself those questions. Look at the problem, look at the rules very carefully, and see how practicable they are to you before you purchase an account with any trading with any prop firm, right? Look at those rules, look at it and think, oh, this rule, I'm actually going to make money from it. Because you don't want to be in a situation where you stress yourself to pass a prop firm account, trade and make profits or whatever, and then they're not going to pay out because there's one shady rule that they didn't even mention, or stuff like that, they happen. So you really, really, really need to be careful and aware of problems like that. And one last thing is that you need to make sure that you have an actual edge before purchasing prop firm accounts. I know that I've said this so many times. Prop firms are not where you learn how to trade. They are not trials, because quite frankly, they are also not cheap. You cannot be donating money to a broker and then you lose it because you exceeded 6% trading rule. No. If you don't have an edge yet, the best thing you can do for yourself is to fund your personal account. It doesn't matter how small it is, because now you're testing. You know that you have the full, let's say for instance, $400. You know you have the full $100, because your goal at this point is not even making money. So what are you doing with prop firms? If you don't have an edge yet, your goal is not to make money. A lot of times traders don't understand the phases they are in trading, and that is the problem I have with a lot of traders. That's why we give signals, because from the signals, right, you can actually make money while learning how to trade. That is what signals are for. People don't understand. Signals are just to sustain you until you can learn how to trade by yourself. Are you getting me? So if you don't have an edge that actually works, I don't think you have any business with prop firms. You're just going to be donating your money to them. Use your personal account to work out your trading edge, work on your psychology. Because prop firms, trading is hard. Prop firms make it harder, and you don't need to put that pressure on yourself as a beginner. You don't need it. If you don't have an edge, leave Profems alone. Trade your personal account because you're just going to be donating your money to those companies because they're not going to pay you. You're just going to be donating your money, donating your money, donating your money, right? Profems are for scaling your capital, right? So you have your $100 account, right? And you find out that okay, I can constantly make $50 on this account every month, or you have a $1,000 account and you can constantly make $500 on this account every month, or you have $5,000 account, you can constantly make $1,000 on this account every month. Now you know that you're actually profitable. So what do? I want to make bigger profit. Then that is when you look for a Profem account. If you don't have an edge, don't bother wasting your money buying Profem accounts, right? So this is the very thing that you really need to have in mind while trading Profem accounts, right? So this class is really a short one, and yeah, that's really the end. And so the next thing I also need you to do, if you're new here and you don't know what Fxlens, or if you're going to watch this live session in the future, you also need to just download Fxlens app because it's an app that helps you to plan, analyze, and journal your trades, right? So make sure you use the link in the description to get the app and join us in the community. In our community, we post trading signals and we post updates that generally help you to become a very profitable trader. And I'll just really go back to answering some of the questions that are in the comments. I'll just go back to answering some of those questions. Okay, so yeah, Olamide said last week he missed our lecture and I don't really understand prop stuff. Okay, Olamide, a prop firm is a company that gives you money to trade with, right? What does that mean? You know that a lot of times traders love to claim that trading capital is their problem in trading. And quite frankly, I also asked a question in the community today. I asked, is trading capital really a problem in trading? Honestly, trading capital is not a problem in trading, right? Okay, yeah, you have FX9. Okay, great. Trading capital, it's not a problem when it comes to trading. Why? Because we have prop firms. The problem is that a lot of traders don't want to sit down and learn how to trade. Now, prop firms are companies that give you money to trade. So, for instance, you don't have $100,000 to trade, right? You don't have that kind of money. A prop firm will give you $100,000 to trade. So what you do is that you pay them a little amount of money. When you pay them that little amount of money, they give you a test to pass, which is what I talked about, the prop firm challenges and the rules. Now that test they're giving you to pass, they have some rules attached to it that you must stick to, right? So when you're able to pass that test, they now give you a live $100,000 account. And when you make money on that account, you split the profits with them, right? So let's say their profit split rule is 80-20. So let's say on the $100,000 account you make $10,000. So what happens is that you take $8,000 and they take $2,000. So that's what profits are. They are basically just companies that give you money to trade and then you split profit with them, because the truth is that in trading, the higher your capital, the higher the profits you're going to make, and also the higher the loss. So that's what profits are. Do you understand now, Olamide? Just give me a reply in the comments. I want to be sure that you understand what they are. And if there's any other person that has a question, you can just leave the question in the comments and I will just look into it and before we call it a day. You also said that you're a beginner though. Yeah, Olamide, yeah, you can actually go through our other live videos. We have so many videos in we have other videos on the channel, so you can actually just go through all of them. I'm sure you're going to learn a lot of things from them. And then another thing you also need to do is that you need to just consistently join to our live sessions, because we also have classes where we talk about technical analysis, risk management. Basically, we give lessons that are going to help you become a profitable trader. So yeah. Say, but the premium stuff that is stopping me. The premium stuff can't stop you. You know why? Because we also drop free signals in the community. So when we drop that's what I talked about. Signals are there to help you until you become profitable by yourself, right? So when we drop free signals, you need to take advantage of the free signals that we drop, right? And make money from it. Then you can now subscribe for the premium. Exactly. So that is just it. So just be active in the community, and when we drop free signals, you can always take them and make money to get the premium. Yeah, and also apart from that, if you're active in the community, you can win a 1 week free subscription. The information regarding that is pinned in the community, right? So if you're active in the community by commenting, liking, sharing screenshots, you're going to automatically get one. So if you can consistently be on the leaderboard, you're going to consistently get free subscription every week. So that's another thing we really, so you see, we are really, really nice. We actually want this to work for you guys. So yeah, that's it. So is there another question anyone has so that we can just quickly go through it and call it a night? All right, Olamide says thanks so much. You're welcome, you're welcome, you're welcome, you're welcome. All right, so in absence of any question, we are going to have to call it the night, and I will see you guys in the community. And I want you to also do something for me. I need you to go to the community and just in the last post we have about this live session, just let people in the community know that okay, it was a really nice one, and it was nice having you all here. All right, good night, everyone.